Hey guys, it's Kussi. What a journey. 11 episodes of the arguably dumbest challenge so far. Not only was the goal a lot higher than usual, we also got showered with luck like there's no tomorrow. Just to get run over by every boss that has at least 2 mechanics. And man did we die a lot. Not even kidding. With that being said, I welcome you to the 11th and final episode of our first and only 0 to 3k journey of Dragonflight Season 3. In the last episode, we had some big jumps in our dungeon score by receiving a whole 73 rating from finally doing a Throne of Tides that even ended up successfully. And after yet another plus 22 that needed to be done in form of a Taldazar, we jumped over the last hurdle towards 3k. We are 89 rating away and we are still not done with this week of Mythic Plus. That also means we yet get another vault, our final vault in fact, as well as a new week of new affixes and new challenges, cause Tyrannical is back in town. But first we need to finish up with the current week and we got 2 more keys to go through. So without further ado, grab yourself a drink, get comfy and praise the almighty cat, cause this king of the jungle is about to reclaim his throne. Alright, quick reminder, Fortified, Spiteful and Volcanic are still our affixes to deal with, and after timing Throne as well as Atal, we had to make sure we get into a Waycrest Manor. Yet first I decided to do my own key, which I re-rolled in the mentioned Taldazar to a Blackrock Hole 22. Easy key, and higher in score than what I did so far, so I'm down. When making this group, I was very joyful when the Shadow Priest applied since I got a little bit of a soft spot for those naughty Void merchants, and turns out, they are pumping too. And for the first time in history of this YouTube channel, I actually played the mechanic on this trash ball. Attack the ghostly protectors when they are channeling Sacrifice Soul, since they take a lot more damage. Easiest 600k bites of my life. First boss is, as we all know, just a walking clickbait, and so it just gets rolled German style. If you know, you know. Though my damage was a bit lacking since I didn't have any cooldowns on pull, glad the others compensate for me. Now on those key levels, we really need to play the trash to the best of our possibilities. Means focus down the Arcanist, use kicks or anything that prevents it cast from going off, but also make sure the Knife Dance gets CC'd as soon as possible. You can't avoid their damage, so they will just slap over everyone that didn't sacrifice everything in an instant. And besides that one time where I just got finger blasted in a way only Naruto experienced, we took care of this trash rather well. Just about 3 deaths between the first and second boss, I will call it a W. Yet after the second boss, our shaman felt like this run is too tense for his liking, so he decided to lighten things up by making me laugh. And this comedic expression got followed by yet another bloodlust trash pull, and we all love those. What bugged me though is, while I was struggling to get to 700k, the Shadow Priest just casually blasted through the glass ceiling that is 1 million, just completely annihilating this pack. Next pack he did some mad damage too. And the one after that. He had all of this pumping ensured a lack of blood in his head, which then resulted into this. Second kill from the boulders means they officially have a higher body count than me. And the only part I could shine on was the stairs. Constant pulling, no cooldowns needed to AoE dot everything, while also having max energy all day. If every dungeon had this type of staircase, my damage wouldn't look as wonky as most of the times. Third boss also got rolled, and at this point we had a fair chance of 2-chesting this bad boy. Because we had enough time, we split the pulls into 2, resulting into a handful of avoidable dirt naps and a rather delayed boss pull. Yet we did have about 90 seconds to finish phase 2, which pretty much just means an entire last phase after his first intermission. So we focused up and 2 of us died. Unlucky. But we did have 2 CRs, and with that we managed to time this one in the end. No 2 chests, but if we had survived the first volley, 2 chests would have been the only option since we only missed the timer by 11 seconds. Yet I won't complain, 11 rating and now 7 out of 8 dungeons done on 22 this week, I'm happy. I'm also happy to have been placed as a top DPS for this run, considering it's a 22 and I usually just get carried, or at least it feels like it, so that's cool. Now started the hardest part of this challenge, applying to other people's keys. Surely this Taldazar was just a coincidence last episode and I spam applied like a maniac. I noted that I only needed this one for score and asked every key owner to release me from my pain so I can finally go to bed and call it a week on this reset. But it actually only took 15 minutes of applying to be accepted, which was a lot faster than I expected, though I quickly learned why. Damn, is that a heal walker? I feel like it has been ages since I've seen one of those bad boys. First, this went quite good. Besides some missing kicks, or probably us DPS overlapping kicks on the same target, we made quick work of the first wing as well as the council boss fight. Yet shit hit the fan when we entered the yard. We died a lot. For some reason, we were not able to kill off the trash the tank pulled proper, and we just got digged down again and again and again. Mind you, we left the first boss with 2 deaths. This didn't end up well, not sure if there was one to blame or if everyone just did their part in this, but our Helo Drake sure had his claws full. Well, we called it and then put the knee braces back on to go on bagging duty. It was already 1 AM after all, and I wasn't really hopeful of anything happening anymore. But 20 minutes later, we got blessed by Dolphin Lord and his healing friend, who gave this desperate kitty a chance. And this one went a lot cleaner. No issues towards the first boss, the sisters got pummeled, so we made our way towards the place that just ended our last run. 1 death so far as we pulled the swiping twig, and I reminded myself to nuke the thorns ASAP. What I forgot about was this though. Those burning ants having some heat to their punches, and they laid me out like Mayweather Prime. The following trash got pulled so gently that we went through this with ease. Not the fastest, but steady for sure. On Pictits McGee, we only had 1 minor casualty, but besides that, easy clap. Now, we did encounter a little bit of struggle on the trash before the Waycrest boss fight, which resulted us in farming some mad deaths. But still, over 10 minutes to go, hashtag doable. And because it's fortified, bosses ain't the issue. Clapping Daddy Waycrest and his Mama. To start the guy with a name that sort of sounds racist, even with lust to our name. We nuked, interrupted and burned everything as we should, and timed this bad boy in the end for another whooping 21 score. This means we end the 5th week of our journey with a score of 2943 and all the possibilities to send this one home coming reset. And speaking of reset, let's see what the final vault will bring us. We do have 2 heroic grade pieces as well as 3 myth items from our Mythic Plus grind, so an upgrade is pretty much guaranteed. The raid options were a bit ass as they call it, but the dungeon choices, mainly the chest and the hands, were very much a treat. So I simped those 2 and compared possible upgrades in form of force set combinations and ultimately went with the hands cause it's apparently the biggest upgrade. Mind you, I have pretty much those exact 2 items already but on a lower rank. After that I went to do Farak on normal again, where apparently someone was recording. That's weird. Tank Trinket didn't drop, so we were ready to grind the remaining 57 score. The first dungeon of the week is yet another Black Rook hold, but don't worry, I won't bore you with this one. Instead, I just quickly take the time to talk about the new set of affixes on this week. Tyrannical returns with a vengeance to make every boss fight pretty much 30% longer. Then we got Storming with it, which is Volcanic on crack, but for melee only. As well as Raging, which buffs dying mobs with an effect that gives them full immunity for CCs. I don't like this one. Some mobs just do better when locked down. But at least we can soothe it down on targets that really need to be controlled. Now, even though we had a few mishaps in form of 12 deaths, we never wiped on bosses, which is probably the only thing that matters. Ending on a nice plus 13 score for this one, and some really mad overall damage from the entire party. Yet I wasn't too horny about possible loot, I wanted keys, and boy did I get one. I remember one of you saying a few episodes ago, oh, I can't wait for you to go for something like Throne of Tides on 22. And that person was talking about the Tyrannical version, not the shitty fortified week. So here we go. I lowered it by 1, cause why not, and assembled a crew full of gamers. Tango Mango also returns to leech off my keys apparently, and because it's Tyrannical, bosses will be the main focus here. We played this extra clean and I was ready to compare myself with the Red and the Demon Hunter in terms of damage done. Surely I can beat one of them. I also learned that you actually want to stack on the boss for Focused Tempest, so it's easier to heal. I actually thought this ability is something like a Chain Lightning or some Fork Lightning thingy and tried to split from the party most times. I learned today. Unfortunately, I was not able to compete with these 2 broken ass classes, but so far no dirt naps, so a W nonetheless. Though this is the easiest boss in here, and now things get real. Also, no cooldowns on pull, but I still used drums like a good guy for the rest of the group. While I on the other hand was already prepping for the blobs. Because we're a full melee party, this could get wonky. But the range of Thrash really helps to keep them stacked nicely in the beginning. At some point though, the tank began to struggle a little, which resulted in the Red using a bob on him. Not sure if that is the play. 2 CRs though, so we move. And this honestly got very spicy towards the end. Yet after roughly 3.5 minutes, we were victorious. Now every one of you that's seen my 0 to hero on the Affliction Warlock, link in the top right by the way, knows how important the second dispel on the third boss is, and I swore to myself I will bring a Warlock for this one whenever I'm doing a high tyrannical key. Yeah, it didn't quite work out I guess, but our Mango Weaver just power healed through the second dot like it's nothing, and with that, even the third boss posed no threat to us. Yet there's still the Gauntlet, and this one didn't go as clean. We skipped the very first pack, which I thought was a bit weird, just for our red to release when dying, meaning he can't get to us regardless. Though we did manage to clear this pull quite well without pulling the last two elementals, but we were kinda stuck since the Masters of the Healer didn't reach, but there's one thing we could do. Super Cat! The sneakiest dress, EU West, comes to clutch the entire thing, some even say to save this run. Not all heroes wear capes, man. Some of them are just mad furries. We clapped the final two ads with a solid chance to finish this key in time. Only thing that could happen now is a misplacement of the puddles. And we played this nearly perfectly. Smooth placement, good usage of the cleansing, up until I decided to do something dumb. I locked myself into a corner with no escape. Yes, I probably could have run around the entire way, but my head didn't register that, okay? And honestly, this gotten very hard very quick, just in terms of space. Cause when the tank is too far from the boss, shit gets real. But we managed to time this in the end, plus 28 score, meaning we only got 16 to go. And not only did I win this ring by rolling Giga Chat style, I also got a very good key to end this all. A key that is considered the easiest this season, Atal. So I was ready to assemble a party of Insanos, and besides a BM Hunter, a Shadow Priest and a Blood Decay, I got this Stream Sniper again.
Oh, hell no, man.
To clarify this, I didn't ask for him to join. He applied on his own free will cause he needed score from here, and I won't deny a guildmate that any day of the week. Also, he's quite okay as a healer. Now, one of the big differences on Tyrannical and Atal is the start. Here we went down to Rezan to get Lust going instantly, and besides him showing racist tendencies towards yours truly, this sucker is as free as usual. Funny how I was shitting myself a few weeks ago to do those levels of keys, and now they just have become the norm for me. After the boss, we took the route that I personally enjoy a lot more. Left side up just seems a lot more enjoyable for me, but I understand on higher levels those charges will just shred everyone apart. On the Priestess, I once again learned a valuable lesson. You see, I thought those golden blobs will just kill you when being hit, but it's even worse. They lower your damage done by 50%. So do your own details a favor and avoid them by any means necessary. Yet Priestess no issue, considering the boss pretty much just kills herself as long as you play the transfusion proper. So that means Volkal is the next roadblock, and here we actually did an oopsie. In all seriousness, we messed up the timing on the totems, to the point where they just fully reset and we had to do it again. Now, because I knew the monk probably couldn't properly heal everybody in this wide area, I just used regrowth on myself every time I had an instant cast, even doing about 30k HPS at some point on myself. We also lost a DPS in the process, but with 2 CRs available, we were able to recover. In the second attempt to get rid of the totems, we managed to do it better, and we decided to not use Lust on this one, so we have it for Yasma instead. Now, two things worried me on this fight. First was our Shadow Priest flopping over again, which we could recover, but no more CRs available anymore. The second thing was space. Where will we go if we can't kill this boss in time and the entire area is covered up? Because I remember that was a thing back in BFA. Turns out they nerfed it. The puddles disappear after a certain time. How surprisingly boring. All that's left now is Yasma, and boy howdy look at the timer. Easily over 4 minutes to 2 chests this key, pretty much clearing the way to our 3k goal if we manage to do it. And turns out having a BM Hunter on this fight really helps. Those suckers pump. We did have one casualty, and unlike last episode, it wasn't me this time. But fortunately our priest checked the timer and only died when we had a CR ready, leading to a well-timed plus 23 on this key. And remember when I said I needed 16 rating to achieve 3k? Well, I got 18. And there we have it. You guys said I couldn't do it. Well, okay, I told myself I can't do it, to be honest. But I'm sure some of you doubted this casual Mythic Plus enjoyer. And for everyone who's saying, oh, but this season is so easy to get to 3k. I got like 19 characters already that have the rating. Yeah, I don't care. This rating now means I can claim I got a main rating of 3500. Because people tend to just inflate the actual number, obviously. And I'm officially allowed by the guidelines of Mythic Plus, as well as the TOS of WoW, to shit talk everyone that is below me. so get ready for me to abuse that in my coming challenge. Oh yeah, with those dungeons being done, we also got our weekly quest finished, which once again is the heroic raid item after doing 4 dungeons. And would you look at that? Rush on, but on heroic, lel. I wouldn't call it lucky since I don't need it, but I reckon it's still a weapon a lot of people been farming. But with that, we end our final episode of this journey of the Feral Druid. I hope you guys had a blast watching, because even though I was a bit worried this will take ages, I got very excited as soon as I started those higher keys, just because I enjoy improving myself. Yet one thing is for certain, you will not get the dirt nap out of this casual. Ever. One more thing before I let you off with my usual ending, I want to clear something out that I mentioned a few episodes ago. It's about the next series, which will come next Monday, and yes, Monday for sure this time. And because I asked you, you decided you'd like to see the wheel again. So far so good, but what I forgot to mention is that this one is a healer only wheel. So unfortunately, no arms warriors in there. Sorry brother. And if you're still watching while not being subscribed for some weird reason, do your magic right now. Support this gamer, and in return, I'll deliver dirt naps non-stop. But as always, thank you guys for watching this episode, and hopefully this entire series. I had a massive blast, and I hope I will see you again in the next one, where I'm certain I will struggle a lot while you will laugh a lot. I hope you have the most fantastic day whenever you see this, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.